that as an Adventist, we are called to proclaim an end-time message to this world. And this message is very urgent and will not be able to, nothing must divert our attention. But it is a sad reality that oftentimes we are bombarded with a lot of things that diverts our mission. And that mission is no other than the commission that we have, and that is to preach the whole world, baptize them, teach them, and baptize them, so that Jesus' return will come. And in Revelation 14, verse 6, it is wanting all to fear God and give glory to Him, and worship Him who made heaven and earth, and the sea and springs of water. That is verse 7. And these verses reminds us that humanity's origin is divine. We don't own life. It is simply God imparted His life into our nostrils, and we are actually all benefactors of the life of Jesus. All the living creatures around the world, they are benefited because of the life that God has given to them. And sad to say, sad to say that since it is the prime and foremost factor that we needed to worship God, Satan is trying to divert that worship. And he wants to steal that worship from the creator to the creation. And it's very sad. Atheism is very rampant all throughout the world right now. And even creeping into the educations, the systems that we have, not only in the Philippines. Actually, Philippines is a Catholic country. But the books in science, they're all evolution-based. Mostly, very rare that you can find. And even in our churches, our church schools, we have a lot of evolution base. Because that is how Satan is trying to penetrate and to divert the worship from the true God to His creations. I was reflecting, sometimes craziness is the result of God in our lives. Lack of worship, lack of prayer, equals atheism. There was a pastor in the US actually that he served for straight almost 15 years in being a church pastor of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Once he was challenged by the atheists and asked him, what can we get in serving God if we did not see God? Somehow he did not answer, but within 1 year he decided not to pray, and he decided not to have morning devotion. And at the end of 1 year, he renounced his faith and he proclaimed himself as a person who is an atheist. Now he is a chaplain in US. He is a Seventh-day Adventist pastor. He is a brilliant person. But because of 1 year without prayer and without studying the Bible, he became a chaplain of Triple A, atheism in the United States. It's a sad reality. But that is the result if a person wants to reject his relationship with God, distance his relationship with God, forgetting prayer, and sometimes prayer is just but a matter of tradition that we even memorize our prayer. The result is a distance in our relationship, and we will have a dead faith. And the wonderful thing is that besides the urgency, we people who are bearing the third angel's message, we are bearing the first, not only the third. The first, The second, which is Babylon is fallen. And the third, if any of you worship the mark, the beast, and the mark on his forehead, and having the mark on his forehead, and the mark on his right hand, the same, it says there, the same will also drink the wrath of God's wrath. So let us be careful in our relationship with God. Sometimes we might be confident enough that our relationship with God is already strong. Every moment that we are distancing our relationship with God, then in a click of a moment, according to the Spirit of prophecy, another spirit will come in. And if another spirit will maneuver us, it is no other than the spirit of Satan. The spirit of Satan. Then coming, it's hard for us to identify which is the spirit of God and the spirit of Satan, especially if we will go distance from God. And according to the inspiration, the Bible, Revelation 18:1, it says here, and I see another angel who light in the world. And after, I would like to share also this one. After the Seventh-day Adventists will be sealed inside the church, we who will be sealed will bring the light its fullness. This is the shaking time at the same time that those who are not sealed will go out from the church because they are afraid of the condition that the world would give. In Revelation 13, 15 to 17, that says there, no one could buy and sell except if we have the mark of the beast and the number of the same days. And the time that we will be sealed, and those people who will not be sealed inside the church, during the same time that they will impose that no one could buy and sell, and these, people who will not be sealed will just like a chaff that will be driven by the winds of doctrine, by the winds of persecution, and whatever trials in the church they will go. And those who remain and have the seal of the Lord will penetrate in loud cry. And when they shout that loud cry, they give the loud cry, the people who are outside can see clearly the message. Why? Because those chaff will not hinder the brightness of the message. Now, I would like to share also in verse 12. Okay? This message, actually important verse 9, this message reveals earth's marked up these worshippers and heaven sealed up God's worshippers. That those God's worshippers in Revelation 14:12, it says there that they are those who what? Having the patience of the saints. And here are those who keep the commandments of God. Heaven is not for the commandment breaker. Heaven is a place for those who are victorious over the weaknesses that we have. We may not be able to fight the battle of our weaknesses against our own strengths, but God has given us that limited strength through His grace. And according to Him, that we will be overcomers as He overcame the world. Because He will give us His victory if we have Jesus in our lives. Hallelujah. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are those who keep the commandments of God at the face of Jesus. Not only the face in Jesus, but the face of Jesus. It is not our face, but Jesus' face is being imparted in us. And it says here, of this message, Ellen G. White further notes, it is present truth. It is present truth. Okay, the present truth is actually we are being sealed right now. The sealing is ongoing right now. We are standing before the heavenly tribunal that God has his investigative judgment, and every time that we have choices, we have that eternal choice actually. It's either we are choosing according to the life of eternity, or our minds is being distracted and cannot see a part of because of our own, I could say, desires from desires apart. Sorry. So it says here, this message is to go forth with great distinction and power. It is not to be clouded by human theories and sophistries. So this is very clear. Sometimes we have a lot of ideas, right? We might have ideas. Human theories that we are trying to, set up our theories as well. Especially those theories these are not godly theories. It is very detrimental and very dangerous. So it is not to be clouded by human theories and sophistries. As we pray today, let us ask God to empower our worship, that we might powerfully proclaim His end-time message to a perishing world. It's a serious matter. We have a perishing world. As oftentimes I pass by, temples, smoke is given now and then. Once I was working in an outside school, I usually pass by two temples and I can see smoke burning every now and then. And I knew exactly that those who were born is no other than souls, dead body of those people who died. Now the question is that were they able to listen even a little thing about God's love for us? And we have neighborhood here. Not only our neighborhood, particularly for your neighbors, those who are in it. And these children who are in it, God sent them to the school because we want to know more about them. But let us remember that we are, according to what is being repeated, a reminder for us that we are the face not only of the school, but we are representing God for us. May God bless us, and once again, happy Tuesday.